What's up, guys? So this is a Yamaha Blaster top end right here. This is a eBay top end I had sitting on the shelf, and I said, you know what, we're working on this blaster, let's freshen the top end up and let's use it. So we're going to use this gasket, and we're going to smooth these transitions out. We're going to drill poison ports in here and here. We're going to open the exhaust up, and we're going to clean it up real nice and polish it with this Mother's magnet aluminum polish. This stuff works great. On the intake side, we're going to rough it up a little bit. It's really smooth. We're going to use this these blue stones right here. So this top end kit's like $50–$60 on eBay. You get the cylinder, you get the base gasket, intake gasket, and head gasket. You get this piston here, you get the pin, piston rings, but you don't get head studs. I went ahead and bought new ones. You can use the old head studs off of the cylinder you are taking off, but I went ahead and just bought new ones because they're not that expensive. But yeah, so that's what we're going to do here. We're going to clean it up, and we're going to put it on the blaster, freshen up the top end, because we have no idea how old or how many hours is on that top end. So that's what we're going to go ahead and do, and let's get to it. Alright guys, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to get this gasket lined up with the holes for the studs and all that. And then we're going to take this permanent marker and we're going to trace the inside of this gasket. That way we can open these ports up. That way we can get a better flow and more volume through there. So that's what we're going to do. And then we're going to take the Dremel here and put these carbine cutting bits on it. We're going to use this one here. It's kind of round on the end. We'll use that to open this up, and then we'll put the gasket back on and see how close we got. Alright, now that we went ahead and traced the gasket, before we even clean these up, we're going to go ahead and drill our poison ports. We're going to use our drill here. We're starting out with 1/8 inch bit, and then we're going to jump to 3/8 possibly. We'll see how well it works. I've done this before, but it's been a while. So yeah, we're going to go ahead and drill. You kind of want to keep it into here. You know, you want to stay away from the sleeve, but you can stay up against the sleeve because it is cast, or it should be steel. And then you got aluminum. The aluminum's obviously more softer. So we're going to go ahead, we're going to keep it, I'm going to line it up from that point to this point here on both sides. So that's how I'm going to drill this one. Alrighty, so I'll show you a good one and a bad one. We'll be fine. We'll patch it on the outside here. But as you can see, no hole there. We stayed close enough to the cast, and we drilled straight down through. Now this one, we got off a little bit, and we came out just a little bit right there. That ain't gonna affect much. We'll fix that. I got some all metal compound stuff. We'll use that and fix it. It'll be fine. But now we're going to go ahead and jump up on bit size and go from there. Alright, so now we got it all the way through there. As you can tell, we dug in here a little bit, but we got plenty of meat there, and our gasket will seal that off, so I'm not too worried about it. I may put a little bit of gasket maker right there just to fill that void in a little bit, but it ain't gonna hurt anything. Like I said, it's a Chinese top end, you know. And then same thing, like I said, we'll have to patch that, which is no biggie. I'm not worried about it. Like I said, I'm not claiming to be a professional. Not at all. It's just stuff that I do on the side for fun, and You know, it's a learning experience for me, and it's a learning experience for you guys. Like I said, I'm not claiming to be a professional. It's not what I do full time. This is just backyard stuff that I do. So, if it helps you guys out to do something, I'm glad it can help you out. If it doesn't, I mean, it doesn't. So, and little buddy's not happy. Hey, Aiden. What's up, little man? He's my shop buddy. So yeah, we're gonna go ahead now and we're gonna change the end out on this. We're gonna put that burr on there, or burr. There's a burr there. We're gonna go ahead and change out, put one of these double cutting bits in that I showed you. We're gonna use this one right here. And we're gonna start cleaning this all up. And then we're gonna go in here, we're gonna open these up a little more too, that way fuel can get through there. But I say they turned out pretty well. They both hit right where I wanted to up here, but I got a little too close on this side. It could be a casting flaw. This side might be thicker than this side, you know? Like I said, it's a Chinese cylinder. We don't actually know how accurate this thing is. So we're gonna go ahead and move forwards and we can fix it as we go. Alright, so now we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna clean this up, smooth this out that we gummed up, made a burr there. We're gonna open this up to where the red is on the from our gasket. We're gonna smooth, make these transitions right here smooth. That's really bad. A lot of overcast and just poor cast job. We're gonna clean that up so that it's nice and smooth. And we're gonna smooth both sides of this too, and then kind of clean up this a little bit also. But yep, we're gonna go ahead and have at it. Alrighty guys, so we got one side cleaned up. We're not gonna spend, oh my bad. We're not gonna spend forever on cleaning this up. We're just doing a quick clean up here. That is a lot smoother right there. We may spend a little more time right here, but we got this opened up here. Got the port open. I mean, there's a lot of material here we could take out, but we're not trying to, you know, make this thing way better than it really is. You know, if we wanted to make a really good top end, we'd use a OEM top end fresh bore. This is just a Chinese one. Like I said, we're just trying to better it a little. We don't want to spend a whole lot of time on it, because if it does grenade, there goes all your work. If we were going to spend the time and actually do it, you know, try to get most power out of it, then we'd go with an OEM cylinder. But we're going to go ahead and start on this side here and continue through. Alright guys, so it's been a few days, and the reason is I wanted to patch my mistake here and get that done. That way when I'm cleaning this up, I can go ahead and clean that up also and didn't have to come back to it after we patched it. So I use steel stick. I like this from JB Weld. It works pretty well. I've had pretty good success with the steel stick, and I sprayed it off. Well, first I sanded, roughed up the area a little bit, sprayed it off with carb cleaner, and then I applied it. And how I kept it from going into the port was I took the drill bit that I used and put grease on it and slid it down into the port that we drilled, and then applied the steel stick. That way it molded around the drill bit and didn't go inside. And then I pulled it out after about 30 minutes of letting it set up, and then I let it sit for a couple days, and now we're going to finish this port job. This side right here is the exhaust, and as you see, that is the exhaust ring. So we got a lot of material we can open up right here, and that will help a lot with performance too. And it's real rough, so we're going to clean that up, and we're going to open this up right here. We ain't going to go into the cylinder because you don't want to mess with these. You move this up or down, it can mess with your timing, and it could either make it run really well or it can make it run like crap. So we're not going to go in here at all. We're just going to stay right up here just a little bit. We'll get like an 1/8 inch from the edge, and we'll clean that up real nice and well, and then we'll polish it up and get that nice and smooth, and then we'll come back over here and we'll rough this up with that bluestone. I feel like it's too smooth, and then we'll be ready to put it on. Alrighty guys, so we cut what we wanted to out, and I think that is plenty. It really opened that up. We got this nice and open. What we're going to do now is we're going to put a sanding drum on. We're going to put these on. We're going to come in here and smooth that out before we come in with our polishing wheels. So that's what we're going to do here. We're going to clean this all up, make it nice and smooth, because right now it's kind of rough from using the cutting bit. We went to a flat one to open this up a little more. We had a little coned one, and that worked out real nice to get in there into the tight spots and that to clean up the imperfections on the exhaust port. So we're going to do that. We're also going to hit that sanding disc, and then these here too, we're just going to smooth it up just a little more. We're not going to spend a whole lot more time on these here, but yeah, we're going to spend a lot of time kind of smoothing this out, and then we're going to probably do 2 or 3, and more like 3 or 4 polishes in here. So we're going to get that as smooth as possible, and then we'll come over here and use those blue stone, and it won't take very long, just roughing it up real quick and then trying to oblong these a little bit. But yep, we're getting there. Alrighty, so now we're ready to apply our polish, and what I do is I just take my finger, rub it in there, and just kind of rub it all over the place. So that's what I do. I do that a couple times, and then I do just a no polish. I just use a new buffer wheel, and I just go in there and clean it up as best as I can. So we'll do this probably 3 times, and then we'll do a no polish. We'll just put a fresh buffing wheel on and buff it up. guys. Got it nice and polished up. Obviously you can see all the imperfections. We only used, I think it's 80 grit sandpaper. I don't have any finer for the Dremel, but I have a tool that I made for the drill. You put it in there and you just take loose sandpaper like so, and you rip it off, and it goes in the end of the chuck. You wrap it in there, and then you just go in there and hold it wide open and let it just do its thing, and it turns out a lot nicer. I mean, this is way better than it was. There's no huge bumps. It's nice and polished. It's not the smoothest, but that'll help keep carbon from sticking in there, and it's a way better improvement than it was from stock. I'll have pictures of what it was before and what it looks like now, but it's a way bigger improvement. We opened that way up to almost the max, so that should allow it to flow a lot better. We're going to go ahead and put the bluestone in and work on this side, and then we'll be done doing our porting on the cylinder. We'll put the new head studs on, but other than that, this thing's almost done. Alrighty, so we got our ports opened up and we got this all roughed up a little bit with the bluestone, and that will be the end of this video. I'm going to go ahead and put the head studs on, and you guys, next time you guys see the cylinder, it'll be on that blaster running. So hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll catch you guys next time.